Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about my analysis for gold, EURUSD and GBPUSD. And it's going to be a top-down analysis starting with the weekly time frame, and I'll gradually work my way down to the 4-hourly time frame or the hourly time frame where I take my entries. So to start off, I'm going to start off with gold from the weekly time frame, just generally to look at the overall trend, and we can see that on gold the overall trend has been bullish, price forming higher highs and higher lows, and when price got to a maximum of 3,500 it started ranging, and so price has been in the range since 21st of April, and still in that range at the moment. So anytime price gets to the top of the range, some people decide to sell. Anytime it gets to the bottom, then decide to buy. So generally this is our trade, our trend at the moment, and this is what we'll be using mostly to decide what sort of entries that we do. So you can see price ranging just in this area here, and that's what it's been like in the past few months. Now if we go down to the daily time frame, we can identify some key areas here. So we can identify key area of resistance over here, so we'll just plot that. Okay, and again, key areas of support, so two of them. So we have one just there, but we adjust it a bit when we go to a much lower time frame, and then we have another support area here. Okay, so these are our major support areas that we have identified. All right, and if we go again down to the 4-hour time frame, and this is an area where I mostly look for my entries actually, but we'll try and see what price is doing at the moment on the 4-hour time frame and how we can capitalize on it. Before that, I'll just show you what happened in the past week, and whether or not you capitalized on it and what you could have done. So we can see that there was a support area here that price got to before reversing, and again if we look closely we could see that price formed this inverse head and shoulder pattern before reversing to the upside. So if you had noticed this pattern forming, you could have more or less picked up on this particular trade. But even if you're not aware of this head and shoulder pattern, you would have noticed that there was a change in the general pattern of the chart. Price initially having this lower highs and lower lows, and when price got down into the 33.15 level, there about 33.15, 33.10 level, forming this lower low here, price came up to form a lower high, and then again couldn't break this lower low, so again forming a higher low, and then you can see price swiftly moving. Again, this is due to the news that happened yesterday. You can see price swiftly breaking through the previous highs to the upside, and that's where we are at the moment. So how can we capitalize on this? Where do we expect price to go to at this moment? If you know gold very well, you will know that gold normally would make a sort of a very strong impulsive move and then retrace again to gather momentum and then make a very strong impulsive move, and that's how gold generally operates. And if you're able to enter when it's about to make this impulsive move, is always the best time. So at the moment price has formed this very strong bullish candle, got into this next high here, and that is where we are at the moment. Okay, so we're looking this on the level that we have identified to see how price would react to this area, if price would break it or if price would continue to the downside, okay, or retrace a bit to give us an opportunity to enter the market. Okay, another key area that I have identified is just this area over here. Okay, so where the previous highs were essentially. Okay, so we'll look at those areas there. Good. So now that we have identified these areas, and then the last one is this next stop area here. Okay, and then before we enter into major area of resistance. Okay, so these are resistance level up here, and then we have support level down here, and possibly down here as well. So what am I expecting? I am expecting that either price would continue break this level, close above it, especially on the 4-hour time frame, or the hourly time frame. We'll go down to the hourly time frame to have a look. But in most cases, when price do break above sort of key areas on gold, it's retrace it, and sometimes even with the retracement it could be a fake out, so you need to be very careful with your stop loss. So price going back into this zone here, and then could give us a buy opportunity around here, and then if price does that, then we'll take our buy trade to the next high. Okay, what price can do as well, and you need to be cautious of it, is price could maybe go up a bit, and rather than staying back into this zone here, it might go back down to test this previous highs that have now become support levels. Okay, so if price does that, and if price doesn't give any sort of buy confirmation here around the 3370 area, then do not take any buy trade unless you get a buy confirmation. There's several things that you can use depending on how you trade. What I generally use is I look at what sort of candlestick pattern is forming on the 4-hourly time frame at this level. I correlate that with the significance of the level, as well as using my RSI as well. So if price doesn't give any confirmation there, then I will see if price breaks this down into this zone here, that's the 3350 level, and see if price gives me a buy opportunity here, then I'll look to buy as well. Again, targeting this level over here, the 1400 level essentially. So essentially this is what I'm looking at. Also, you can use your Fibonacci retracement level to help support as well. So if reverse, depending on where it reverses from, whether it reverses from this level here or where it is at the moment, generally if it goes up a bit and reverses, you can see price essentially falls around that sort of 50% Fibonacci level. So you can always look to enter your trade there if it gives us a buy opportunity. This is also one tool that you can use to confirm your entry as well. So essentially this is what I'm looking at for gold. If we go down to the hourly time frame, more or less the same thing. We can see price has got into this resistance level, ranging a bit. Whether or not price breaks it to the upside and continues, we'll look out for that. If that happens, then we'll be looking to take more buy opportunities if price gives us that chance. If not, we'll see how price reacts to that level, or if price would decide to come back down into this 3350 level. But essentially most of my trades will be taken on the 4-hourly time frame, and that's what I am looking at the moment. So my general bias for gold is a buy. It's always been a buy in most cases, and again you can see price here making this sort of impulsive move here, and then retracing down, and then I expect it to make another impulsive move to the upside in the next coming days. And generally that is my bias for gold. So this has been my analysis for gold. Next I'll be looking at EURUSD. Again, follow up with the weekly time frame and work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. So now on the weekly time frame for gold, again noting the general trend, which has been more or less bullish, and you can see price making this lovely rejection here, where there was a lot of buy pressure pushing price to the upside, and the last 3 weeks have been strongly bullish. Going down to the daily time frame, we can see again very strong bullish moves. breaking previous resistance level. The last daily candle, you can see how strongly bullish this was, bullish engulfing candle. Again, a strong indication that buyers are still in the market and could possibly push price to the upside. And when we go again a bit lower to the 4-hour time frame, we can see price is now heading towards this resistance level at the 17,750 level. Again, there is a minor resistance level here where price has gotten to. So even if we retrace all the way back, we can see that these are areas where price has tested previously, and we're just going to see how price react to these areas here. You can say bouncing off this level. So depending on what we get for this coming week, it could be that price would again reverse from there, or could break it again up to this resistance level up here. So for EURUSD, generally I wouldn't rush to take any trades at the moment. My bias, again, however bullish it might be, I will look to see how price reacts mainly to this previous high here, this 17,750 area. So I will generally wait for price to get there and see if price wants to reverse from there to retrace it, or if price breaks it to the upside. Now if price does break it to the upside, then I'll look for a bit of a retest around that area and then continuity to the top. From where price is at the moment, there's that possibility that price again could retrace back down into this support level, so you need to watch out for that. Okay, but generally I wouldn't rush to trade this at the moment. As a day trader, there are opportunities that you can capitalize on with EuroUSD, but as a swing trader, you just need to be very patient and wait for proper confirmations before rushing to enter any trades. And for me, that confirmation would be a clearance of this area here before I decide to take any trades on EuroUSD. So generally bullish on EuroUSD, but I'll look for an area that would confirm my bullish entry before I rush to take any trades. So it could be price retracing back into this zone here, or it could be price continuing to the upside, breaking this resistance level here and around the 17,200 level, or around the 17,750 level. As a day trader, if you decide to enter when price breaks this 17,200 level, again, it's also a good trade as a day trader, because when you look at the sort of profit that you could get as a day trade, 50 pips is not too bad at all. It's something that you can live off, so it's not too bad, 50 pips. But generally as a swing trader, I trade pips in the hundreds really. So that is my analysis for EURUSD. And lastly, I'm just going to look at GBPUSD again. We're just going to go down to the 4-hour time frame, the weekly time frame, and then we work our way up. So again, generally speaking, price has been bullish on GBPUSD. You can see the last weekly candle closed with this pin back candle, which is still a bullish candle. So, and the last daily candle as well was strongly bullish. So again, my bias for GBPUSD remains bullish as well. You can also see again this sort of inverse head and shoulder pattern on the daily time frame for GBPUSD. So again, it's very good buy indication. And my buy would be triggered when price breaks this area around the 1.358 level, 87 level. Okay, if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, so that's what I'll be targeting this next resistance area here. Okay, so what I'll be looking for is a break of price above this zone here, the 1.358 level. Price breaks it, say if price, depending on how price breaks it, if it breaks it really strongly to the upside, then I might just enter my trade and look for a very good stop loss. If not, I will just wait, see if price retraces down here, look for a buy signal around here, and then take my buy trade to the next resistance area around the 1.37800 level. Okay, again, this would give us a good number of pips, so we're looking at around some 175 pips there, and risking generally 1 to 3 depending on what we see. So again, this is what I will be targeting for GBPUSD in the markets. Again, identifying key areas that are important to us and seeing how price react to these key areas. So to conclude, the three major pairs I've just gone through are majorly bullish. I have identified areas that we can look out for and see how price reacts to these areas. And if price reacts in the way that we want, in a positive way, indicating a buy trade, then we'll look for more confirmation and then take our buy entries, ensuring proper risk management in the process. So this has been my analysis. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic week ahead. Peace.